Hello. So, I've talked a little bit about this in another video about social anxiety and how there's degrees of it, and how I had to acknowledge that mine was way worse. That's similar to what happened to me when I was in San Francisco going to college, about halfway through. It was a confusion. That's the word. And that word is kind of like one of those things, like, it can be really mild, but I learned that it can be devastating as well. Yeah. I mean, we're talking like when I moved home from San Francisco, like to just unwind, I was just like pulling shit out and I was like, of my mind. Like, this is all in my mind. I was just like, oh, so the pixels of my mind got squished together, but at the same time I got uprooted. My whole being got uprooted from itself, and then there's a thing that's spinning, and it's like every aspect of my mind just got out of whack. Like, I internalized so much without realizing it, which I realize now is due to kind of a regressed mindset, like maybe an immaturity in some sense. I internalized so much that it was chaos. Like, that really is, you can't overstate, like, when I say that, like, chaos. And I'm only getting to the point now where I can actually write like a more what's the word, coherent story, or a paragraph even. Like, I'll write my journal. I noticed I was, before when I moved home, I was writing it like, I would always say, like, I would end up saying anyway because I had gone off on some crazy, like, tangent every time. Like, I tried to just write what was going on in my head or just what I was thinking of, and it would always go off into some tangent, and then I would say, oh, anyway, back on track. Now I don't do that as much, so that's a good sign. It means I'm getting better. But still, it's interesting as fuck. Like, yeah, so only now am I, like, understanding all of what had happened and why I got so messed up. Because I look back on it and be like, oh, like, everything that could go wrong in my mind went wrong. Like, anything like little as, like, for example, people say porn is bad, pornography is bad. But you have to understand, sex is not bad. It's just porn. It's the porn part that's just an example, you know? Like, I'm not, just, that's not, like, the one thing. But, like, I got to where I was like, oh, it's all bad. It's all bad. Like, it's catastrophic thinking, like, it's bad, it's bad, it's all bad. That's just what I believed emotionally. But then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, I get one reason that I could have gone astray, and just picture that, like, that happened with porn and sex and all that. And but it also happened with just everything else, just everything. I was so regressed that I couldn't tell myself from anyone else. And I was thinking about it the other day, like, there was a time I was dating this girl, and I asked her, or her, I ended up telling her roommate, I think I said this story already, but whatever. I'll say it again. That I said that I don't understand what it's like to be a woman because I have my own issues. And she shut me down unintentionally, I think, by saying, oh, but women have it, or but men have it easier than women. And that's the type of thing that would just click in my mind, like, boop. It would just, like, click in this way where, like, but in a really regressed negative way. Like, aha, I see. So all the suffering that I have, which is probably more than most people in terms of mental health issues, all of that is nothing compared to what women go through. That's kind of what my thoughts went. So I was just like, oh my god, like I didn't even acknowledge that I was like thinking this way so irrationally. Actually, I did a little bit when I looked back on my journals, but really I don't remember being like rationalizing it at all. Just like I was not able to. That, for example, one example is that I could not be understanding that maybe she just doesn't get it, or at least like she's speaking about herself. I'm not sure exactly what I'm saying, but I do know that what it did to me was dramatic. Like I feel like I need to reiterate it a little. I just like to show the extent, because it really was extreme. I guess you gathered that. And then the Me Too movement. Oh boy, that was a doozy. I actually remember just like being stuck in the muddy muck of my mind, just like, what is going on? I can't figure this shit out. I'm just trapped in. It's like being the episode of SpongeBob when there's that huge wad of gum and they're all stuck in it. That's what it felt like, but like existentially terrible. Like there's nothing else but that. That's why it was, so bad. So yeah, that's an example, like another example. So all men are bad for even thinking about sex, right? That's the takeaway that I got from it. And now I'm just like, well, no shit. Like, that's not what they meant. But I had to think about. I had to do a lot of thinking, and that's another taboo thing. People are like, don't think too much. Don't you think too much? But it's like you kind of have to. You kind of have to think. It doesn't mean overthink. You have to understand what your definition of thinking is. Do you hear me? What is your definition of thinking? It may be overthinking to other people. If you tell them, they'll be like, oh, you're thinking about this too much. People have told me that. I know they have. They've said, oh, Danny, Danny, well, obviously you think too much. And it's like, you're talking to me right now, and that's because I was thinking. If I wasn't thinking at all, I'd be dead. Okay? Just my plight. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Bye.